No retreat, no surrender. You told me this is a Van Damme movie. Well, Van Damme's in it, dearly. Let's get into it. No Retreat, No Surrender is from 1985. It lasts about an hour and 34 minutes. There are a few different versions of this movie. So if we don't speak about a couple of scenes you remember, we watched the other version. If we speak about a scene or two that you've never seen before, we watched the other version. So this is confusing. Let's just speak about the movie.
So confused.
So the movie opens in a karate dojo in Los Angeles. We see the sensei, Mr. Stillwell, and his class includes people of all different ages and shapes and sizes, and his son Jason. And Jason takes it upon himself to ignore the karate instructions and start doing Jeet Kune Do. He takes a guy down and his dad's like, Jason, stop it!
Stop it!
Take this seriously. At the end of the class, while everyone's going to get changed, some guys come speak to Mr. Stillwell. Yeah, and one of them is Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, doesn't say much. No. It seems like it's the New York Mafia. Yeah, and for some reason, they want to take over this dojo. And he membership's for like 15 quid a month. And he's got about 20 students. Yeah, I don't know why they want to take over this small LA karate studio. But they do.
We just do.
And Mr. Stillwell says, no, you're not doing it.
I won't join. Your organization.
So, henchman number 1 starts the fighting, and he beats a nut using traditional karate. But then henchman number 2, Jean-Claude Van Damme, as Ivan, the Russian, he goes mental and breaks the guy's leg. That's right. Jason comes out in time to see what's happening. He tries to fight off the Russian, but the Russian just puts him in a little wrist lock and leaves. And Jason's dad lying on the ground is going, Jason! Jason! So the whole family decide, let's just leave Los Angeles and move to Seattle. Yeah, no job lined up, no idea what they're going to do when they get there, but let's just move house. Let's just move city. So that's what they do. They move to Seattle. We see the whole moving into a new house business, like McInney. Yeah, that's right. While they're unpacking the car, Jason decides he's going to unpack his own stuff first. So he grabs some of his kung fu karate gear, puts it in the garage and starts practicing, having a little training session. Yeah, his turn none is carrying all these doxies.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
And at this point we meet 2 other characters in the movie. Yeah, Scott. Scott's this big heavy guy and he's across the road and he's like, oh great, just what this town needs, another Bruce Lee freak. Why me? What's he talking about? I don't know, but he's standing eating a full cake. Anyway, the other character we meet is who will go on to become Jason's good friend, RJ. Yeah, RJ, right, he comes out on a DNX and he's got a basket doll and he just sees Jason doing some kung fu and he just starts and goes, hey, check me out.
Yeah, check me out.
And starts dancing his basket doll. That's right. And then he gets off his bike, goes into the garage with Jason, and they speak a little bit about karate and what RJ does, and then RJ does a little rap.
Well, I dance a bit and I'm really quick. I rap to the beat so viciously. Why you go imitating Bruce Lee? I like to feel my highs, I like to feel my lows. Rock, try to kick with your toes.
It's really terrible, and that's it, their best friends forever. Later, we see Scott in his front garden. He's sitting on a chair. His dad comes out and has a go at him because he's supposed to be cleaning windows. So he gets the hose and he starts cleaning the windows again. And then RJ goes down his skateboard.
I hate that guy.
So Scott's raising. And then RJ says something to him and runs off. Scott gets chase and then he has to jump these hurdles. Yeah, there's construction workers and they're carrying these little, they look like hurdles, but they're little path blockers, I guess. Yeah, and Scott surprises everyone, including himself, by leaping over the first one. And then the second one, RJ's like, come on then, can you jump this one again? And the construction workers get involved.
Come on, big boy, jump it! You know you can do it. You can do it.
They're like, come on, big boy, you can do it. Big boy. Jumps over the second hurdle, and RJ throws his skateboard and it lands under Scott. Scott falls on his face. The next day, Jason and RJ drive to Bruce Lee's grave. I think that's the whole reason this movie takes place in Seattle, by the way, so they can go to Bruce Lee's grave because that's where he's buried. Yeah, Jason's obsessed. The garage and his bedroom are filled with magazines and posters and pictures of Bruce Lee. Yeah, he is quite obsessed. He is a Bruce Lee freak.
Bruce Lee freak.
So they go to the graveside. Jason speaks to the grave, leaves some flowers. He says, I know these are your favourite flowers. I hope I'm being a good student. I hope to honour you, Sensei Lee. And then we cut to later and we see Scott in a burger joint. Yeah, and he's got all these friends now. Friends you'll never see again in the movie. Yeah, he's got these like teenagers around him. And they're all saying, thanks for this food, Scott. And he's saying, stick with me and you'll never go hungry again. Who's he, Scar?
Stick with me and you'll never go hungry again.
Well, he's giving them all burgers, and then he sees RJ walking past, and he clenches his fist, and he makes a sound. And his mates are like, "Why don't you like that guy?" And Scott says, "I've got my reasons." Yeah, but he won't say what they are, which is a worry because RJ's the only African American character in this movie. So they decide, let's go out and beat him up. They all surround RJ. RJ runs off for a little bit, but then they catch him and they surround him again and they start swinging him around. He's holding onto a railing and they start swinging him around like like a skipping rope. Yeah. Jason just happens to be walking past for some reason. He sees what's going on. He runs over and fly kicks Scott to the chest. And then he's about to take them all off, but the restaurant manager comes out, so everyone runs away. Just before they run off though, Jason and RJ are standing back to back in this circle of people, and RJ says, "No retreat, no surrender." It's the name of the movie. Yeah. Later that night, Jason returns home and his dad says, "Oh, you've been fighting. I hate fighting. I can't believe you've been fighting." Yeah, even though he wasn't. Yeah, and if he was, how did his dad know? I don't ask questions about this movie. But in a big fight, Jason goes to the garage and starts going crazy on a punch bag. Yep. Gets out all his frustration. But the next day, he and RJ go to a karate class. Jason decides, I'll sign up to a local karate class, pick up where I left off. Since my dad's given it up,
Like a total loser!
I'll need to find someone else to train me. So he goes to this dojo, and the guy running the class, Dean, yeah, he seems like such a nice guy. He really does seem like such a nice guy. He's like, you can change in here. When you're ready, come through. We'll go through the steps, see how you get on. You know, no obligation to join, but we hope to have you as a student. Really nice guy. Yeah, but then I see, this class has a certain student, Scott. And he says to Dean, see that new guy? He says Seattle karate is rubbish. And that's it. Dean is like, I'll kill him. He doesn't know any of this is going on. But he comes out in his gi onto the mat, and instantly Dean puts him with a prize fighter. Sugarfoot. Yeah, he goes up against a guy called Sugarfoot, who is like an American champion. So he gets his ass kicked. Yeah. So he and RJ just decide, let's run off. So they run off. No one gives chase. No. They'll just stand and laugh. After this, we cut to Kelly's birthday party. Who is Kelly?
Kelly who?
We don't actually know, but Kelly's brother is actually the owner of the dojo. He's been out of town competing in martial arts tournaments. Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Yeah, he actually does seem like a cool guy. Dean's there, Scott's there, the whole town's there. Yeah, and Jason turns up. RJ's not invited. But Jason turns up and he gives Kelly a big hug. And he gives Kelly a gift. Yeah, it's a bunny rabbit. Thanks, another nice to feed. Yeah, and also he's had it in a box this whole time, wrapped up. Yeah. But Kelly's over the moon with this gift. She says thanks so much, and Jason says, well, you made such a big deal of it the other day at the pet shop, I just had to buy it for you. Yeah, what pet shop? We never saw any of this.
No, I have no idea. No, I have no idea. No, I have no idea.
So it's really confusing because this Kelly character has just come from nowhere. Jason's at her party. She's his love interest. Yeah, that Dean fancies her. And Dean's like, listen, you twerp. She is now Sensei's sister. Of course I'm going to be going out with her. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works. Who knows? Nee. So Dean and Jason have an argument which turns into a physical fight. Dean beats up Jason. He almost kills him. Yeah, he's choking him against like the leg of a table. So Jason runs off crying.
We're gonna cry about it? Next!
When he goes home, this time his dad does have cause to think he's been fighting, which he has. Yeah, his shirt's torn, he's got a black eye. His dad goes mental. His dad goes into his room and starts tearing at all his Bruce Lee stuff, tearing the toaster down and saying this is all junk and throwing it around. Yeah, so Jason's like, oh, what are you doing, Dad? Takes all the stuff he can carry, goes to RJ's. Yeah, this is nighttime diary right now. And RJ, someone chats on RJ's fence. Not the house, not the door of the house, just the garden fence. And RJ peeks out over the fence like, huh? What's that? And then after a few minutes they're like, oh hi! Look down first. It's obvious. Anyway. But Jason says, is there anywhere I can store my stuff for a while because my dad is trying to throw it all out. He's gone crazy. And RJ says, yeah. And I thought he was going to say, stick it in our garage, or I'll take some of it in my room, or something like that. But he says, yeah, I know an empty house you can use. So that's what they do. They go and break into this empty house and put all Jason's stuff there. RJ says, do you want to stay at mine tonight and leave your stuff here? And Jason says, oh no, I'll still go home because otherwise my mum will call the cops, she'll be worried. But then he falls asleep, right? He's reading his Bruce Lee Love magazine. It's not Love magazine, but he's reading his Bruce Lee magazine, yeah. He falls asleep and he wakes up. And this now elevates itself from any other karate now because the ghost of Bruce Lee appears.
Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee says, I'm here to teach you. You asked me to come. You can call me Lee Daga, which apparently means Big Brother Lee. And he says, I'll train you. Yeah, Jason's not really that shocked at the ghost of Bruce Lee. So this empty house that someone must own, and they could come back at any moment. Yeah, that becomes like his own personal dojo where he trains with a ghost. So we got a training montage. The big thing Bruce Lee is trying to get Jason to manage to do is put his left ankle in a rope suspended from the ceiling, jump up and kick a bag with his right leg, with his right foot, which is way high in the air. So basically he'd have to do pretty much a somersault. Yeah. Impossible. Well, not impossible, just really difficult. But after this we get a training montage. Jason's out jogging, he's doing push-ups, he's doing all sorts of exercises. Then we cut to his dad who's working at this dingy bar. Yeah, and this guy just humiliates him for no reason. A customer. He's like, here, come here, boy. I want a deer, bring it to me. And then when he gets his deer, he just tits it on Jason's dad's head. He does. Eventually Jason's dad is like, he just starts wiping himself down. But eventually after another few digs, he karates the guy out of the bar. Karate! He says, don't you come back here. And the guy says, I'll come back here. Yeah, that's right. So Jason's dad is not having a great day. Or a great life. We see more of Jason training. Eventually, he manages to hit that high punch bag with his somersault kick. Yeah, he's so excited. He's like, I did it. And the ghost of Bruce Lee just turns around and leaves. And then there's another training montage. Yeah, this is like a third of the movie. Not quite, but there is quite a long training montage here. And this time RJ is helping him train. He's out, RJ is on his bike while Jason's jogging. RJ is holding a stopwatch while Jason does laps. He's counting his press-ups. Yeah, he's also... RJ sits in Jason's lap while Jason does these, like, thrusts with his hits. Yeah. And RJ's eating ice cream while this is going on, quite happy. Yeah. We see Jason later driving to pick up his dad from work. But what he actually finds is his dad in the parking lot surrounded by 5 guys. Yeah, one's got an acid wrench and they're not going to beat Jason's dad to death. Yeah, well, looks like it. But Jason comes to the rescue. Jason comes to the rescue and beats up all these guys.
You kicked their ass!
Pretty easily. And they'll just run off. And then Jason's dad says, I've been such a fool. Maybe fighting is the answer. What? That night, Jason and RJ go to a disco for some reason. We see a couple of people doing some body popping. They hit like and subscribe, please. RJ has a little bit of a dance. Yeah, her son-in-law looks like RJ does. You think it's a stunt double? Definitely. Alright. Well, while that's happening, Jason and Kelly kiss. Ooh. Who is Kelly?
Kelly who?
Now, it turns out what we've not been seeing behind the scenes is that these New York gangsters have reached Seattle and they want to take over this Seattle karate dojo. How do gangsters want to take over karate dojos? I don't know. But they've reached Seattle and now they've decided to put on a big martial arts tournament. Yeah, so there's a ring, right? And they're in a hall and there's like every person in town has turned out to see this. It's going to be 3 fighters from the New York team taking on 3 fighters from the Seattle team. If Seattle lose, New York gangsters own the dojos.
Yeah, that'll be a huge score.
They own Seattle karate. If Seattle win, New York will just leave quietly, I guess. It's never specified, as not. But it's going to be 3-on-3. But then New York change the rules and they say, we don't need these 3 guys. We just need one man, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, Ivan the Russian, Ivan Krasinski, even though his name's something different in the credits. Oh yeah, that's right. He kicks their asses and the referees. Yeah, eventually he beats up the referee. But first, it's Ivan versus Dean and he beats him easily. Yep. Yeah, he kicks him right out the ring. That's right, he does. And then it's Sugarfoot's turn to fight Ivan. Ivan knocks him out. Yep. It looks pretty convincing. There's a reason. Alright, okay. And then Ivan fights the owner of the Seattle dojo. Yeah, Kelly's brother. I don't remember his name.
It's me, Ian.
No doubt that. But he's a national champion and all this. And he puts up a good fight, but it's Van Damme. Yeah, so he beats him. And he starts choking him with a rope. Scott to the rescue. Scott comes and bites his leg. And then Kelly comes in, tries to snatch a chair over his head. What is this? WWE? Ivan grabs Kelly by the hair because she was going to hit him with a chair. Fair enough, I guess. But Jason sees that. He rushes up and kicks Ivan in the chest halfway across the ring. Yeah, so now it's Jason versus the Russian. And the Russian, as he becomes known, says, "It is you, the son, is it not?" He recognises him. Yeah, that's right. And Jason says,
but this time it'll be different. Russian.
Russian? He says it like it's an insult. It's a pretty decent fight, to be fair. Yeah, it's cool, back and forth, and then eventually Ivan grabs Jason's leg. Can you guess what's going to happen? Well, first of all, RJ shouts, "Jason, no retreat, no surrender!" And then Jason does his big somersault kick and knocks out Ivan right out of the ring to his death. No, not to his death, but he's out the ring. It's a big kick, it's a big moment, and then everyone in town rushes into the ring and lifts up Jason onto their shoulders, and that's the end. What a movie this is. This was mad as mad. But what do you think of it? It's not exactly high art. Well, I love this film. Is this another one you used to watch a lot? It actually is one I used to watch a lot. Thought so. You're such a loser as a kid. Right. What did you think of it? I'd watch it again. Alright, that's good. I'm going to go and practice karate and invoke the spirit of, not Bruce Lee, Van Damme? Well, he's not dead. Steven Seagal? No, he's not dead either. You sure? Hit like, hit subscribe. To another video. No retreat, no surrender.